Welcome once again to Nate's Garage and Bakery, where I thought maybe today I'd do a little more comprehensive unboxing of this 3D printer I ordered from eBay. My last video of actually opening the box was me actually opening the box for the first time, and I didn't realize how many parts were in there, so this will be a little more comprehensive, I hope. So to start with, I thought it was interesting packing slip here. To the United States from China, Hong Kong, apparently $90 to ship this sucker. So that's where part of your cost goes on these, is shipping, apparently. I'm impressed with the amount of tape they used. All this yellow you see is all tape, taped around this cardboard box all the way around. So it didn't come apart. It came in very nice shape. So we open this thing up, and I already took the top foam plate off. This thing here, so that's what's in there first, but you get the point. So they give you a little bit of a filament to start with. We'll try and find out whether that's PLA or ABS. No idea how to tell that right off the top of my head, so there's that. They also give you this, I already labeled it, HICTOP 3D printer docs, DVD with some documentation and videos on how to actually do stuff, and I thought it was kind of interesting actually how they go about getting across the language barrier between whatever dialect they speak, wherever this came from exactly, and whatever language this is shipped to in the world. I'll give you an example of how the video on here goes. Let's say you're watching a video of how to open a box. This is how their videos would go. Starting like this. So it's a lot of hand gestures and yeah, it's kind of funny, I thought. So anyway, the other thing you'll find in here is the little hi dear letter. Nice little love letter they give you. I am putting the 3D P11 here. This is the one I have, not the one over here. This one's a little different. I got this one because it has the extruded aluminum rails, which I guess I perceive to be a little stiffer in the whole scheme of things. And here we also have the packing list of what all is in this box. So let's go through and see what all is in here, shall we? Alright, so we've got our... Not sure exactly what that is, but that part. We've got our heated bed with a little power there. But there's our heated bed to keep our plastics from warping up because it's heated. Then we have several pieces of it. The extruded aluminum rod. These are all wrapped individually in plastic. You can see here. You'll also notice that there's quite a bit of metal shavings in here. Probably because this was all plastic coated and they went and chopped another saw just like this, and all the stuff kind of fell down in there. So whatever, I'm okay with that. Then we have our short pieces. A couple of shorter pieces here. And a couple of even shorter pieces here. We also have a couple of plates here. I'm not quite sure what all this is for yet, but we'll be figuring that out as we build this thing. Little package here. Look at that. They even give you a little tool bag. Literally a bag of tools. So what we got in here is a little pair of dikes. Dikes is, it's short for diagonal cuts. It's a very commonly used term for these things, and the business I'm in, dikes, it has nothing to do with your sexual orientation. So, wouldn't it be funny if the people in China bought American crap for their tools? But no, I'm sure that's only the highest quality Snap-on tool right there. Apparently over there they don't have to mark where it's made. So, a pair of dikes. Little combination wrench. Going by some of the other videos I've seen of the stuff that's in here, I believe that's probably a lesser quality of the one than what they maybe used to pack these with, but there's a little combination wrench. And then we have a bunch of stuff here, like different sized Allen keys. Whole set of Allen keys in there, plus a little set of miniature screwdrivers here. So if you don't have your own tools, apparently it comes with all the stuff you need. Now I have my own tools, but I'm going to try to assemble this with what they give me and see just how crummy they are, maybe. So a whole set of 6 different Allen wrenches there. That's pretty decent. So the next thing we got here is a plate that looks like probably about the size of the power supply, if I had to guess. That'll fit on there and mount to the frame. And then we got another plate here. If I had to guess, this is probably the control board plate. The standoffs on there. And then we have some brackets. I believe this is what fastens the print head to the crossbar, perhaps. Just going again by what I've seen on a video. And then we have some threaded rods, 3 threaded rods. 2 of them are the same length there, and one of them is a little smaller in diameter and also shorter. So there's your threaded rods. That is everything in the top layer there of the box. So next layer down. What else we got in here? Well, we've got the masking tape added to our tools section there. We've got a USB cable. It's not very long, so I kind of wondered to myself if this is going to reach anywhere, but I believe the control board is where this plugs into, which is lower on the unit, so at least it won't have to reach up to the display. Which, yeah, anyway, USB cable of the sort you see there. What is it, USA A to USA B or something like that? Sure, why not? And we have, I had this out of here already, but it came in a static bag. And I put it back in the static bag. Here's our control board, all the drivers on it, a bunch of connectors on there to plug in our stepper motors and so forth on. Plus, I'm sure it plugs into other things up on the display that's on the top rail also. What else we got? We got a whole mess of wire harnesses that'll go from certain things to other certain things. We've got a sensor here. This is, I believe, part of the auto bed leveling. I did get the HICTOP Prusa i3 with the auto bed leveling, so I believe that's what this is a little proximity sensor. It's not an Omron, it's an so, you know, close enough. Little, yeah, that'll actually sense the distance from the print head to the bed. That's what that's going to do there. They give us a plug, and it is flying leads because you do have to wire that into the power supply, which has a terminal strip on it. Little bag here full of stuff. Let's see, we got in here a heat sink for something or another, a little fan shroud, some hardware, a little aluminum something or another, a little 3D printed piece in there. I'm not quite sure what all this is to, but again, we'll find out as we go. A little pulley in there for something. So, yeah, a little bag of goodies there. We have us a display. So you see we have the LCD display here. It's a nice protective cover on it for now. So that'll go this way. With the nice knob here for control, it does click. It's an encoder type of knob with the button that you press in once you make your selection. You can hear that going kind of zip. So it's a nice little click click, 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 and zzz, there you go. With a little button there and something here I haven't figured out yet and all that. Again, it's got the cables plugged into it already. There's your SD card reader that you'll put an SD card into to do your prints without connecting to a computer. There's a whole lot of hardware in this bitch. They are all labeled M3 nuts. So M3 nuts, M5 nuts, a little bag with binder clips in case you want to keep your documentation together apparently. M2, so they're getting really tiny now with the M2s here. M3 by 20s, M4 by 8s, and that 8 and that 20 and all that's the length in millimeters, so 8 millimeter, 20 millimeters, all that stuff. M3 by 16s, so we got a whole bunch of the same size diameters, but they'll come in different lengths. 4 different things. M3 by 5s, little shorties there. M5 by 12. There you go, some bigger ones. These are M5 by 8. And some M8s, some big ones. Or a big one with a whole bunch of nuts. I guess we'll find out what that's for. Next, we have something that I am not entirely sure what it is. It is saran wrapped, which makes it a pain in the ass to open. Acrylic. There we go. So some acrylic pieces. Acrylic being plexiglass, but these are actually black, opaque, something or another. They do have some stuff in here. I kind of wonder if these holes are meant to pop out. We shall see again once we get this thing being put together. We got our MacGyver bag with our zip ties and there's a belt there to carry the carriage across the axis. There are some drive pulleys in here with little teeth on them that will engage with that belt. There is, I'm sure, what is the highest quality bearing in the world. And some of that wire wrap junk to make it look pretty. So there's our MacGyver bag. We also have 4 rubber feet, 2 some sort of brackets, another bracket. I'm sure that's for a motor. It looks like that's what it's for. We have the mount here, which I believe is for the the control panel with the knob that comes through there and the screen it shows right there. That'll probably mount to the top. Yeah, like I saw. The standoffs that you'll mount that stuff to. We've got us a little bag of surprises, because I don't know what they are off the top of my head. But obviously with its own hardware and some... Well, they're threaded, so I'd have to guess they go over those threaded rods at some point. So there's my official sort of educated guess. Add that to the hardware pile. We do have some 3D printed parts here. I know that this is for the fan to direct air to the print nozzle and thereabouts, and also to the print itself. So that's one of those parts you can make yourself if this one breaks, or for instance this one's not printed very well. It's got a little bit of a crappy junk on there. A little bit of a crappy junk. And yeah, this has some bearings on it, which again I'm sure are the most highest qualities. Super Happy Fun bearings there. Some more 3D printed parts, whatever that is, and another one with bearings for whatever that is. Also has its own hardware in there. So aside from that fan blower piece, these look to be in fairly good shape.